Good morning. We're doing another in-depth Revit tutorial series where I'm going to show you how to create this house in Revit. But not just the look of this house, we're going to be modeling the internal structure of this house too. And for this tutorial, I want to model a timber frame for this house. So this is going to be a good learning experience for whoever is starting in Revit. I've done a few tutorials before, but that was over 2 years ago. And I'm here to show you how it's done so that you're able to make your own house models and model it with a structural framing. We architectural technologists, we don't just make fancy concepts, we make them work, we make them practical. This is probably going to be a long series because we're going to be modeling each part of the house and also creating presentation drawings for them. In other words, as mentioned earlier, we're going to model this house in Revit, then put a structural timber frame in it, and we're going to understand how this house is constructed. How does it work? How does it stay standing and not fall down? Architectural technology. So welcome to part 1. In this video, I'm going to model the exterior look of the house in this picture. Well, that's the plan anyway. I might do the whole thing in this video, or I might model it up to a certain point and release bite-sized chunks so that we can keep a regular upload going. Well, let's see how far we get for the first video. By the way, if you're new and don't want to lose this channel, hit that subscribe button. Okay, let's get started. Now, I've opened a new architectural template and you might have noticed that I've added a few bits here. So if I go into the east elevation, I can make it clear to you. I'm changing the scale here to 1:20 just to make this a bit more clear. So we have a ground at 0. If I move this out of the way, you'll see that the ground is set at 0. And when you open the project, you'll see the first floor or level 1 at a height of 4,000. So just click it and click into this and change it to 375. Why 375? Because from ground to ground FFL, finished floor level, that's this here. We're gonna keep this space for this part of the house. And we're assuming that the finished floor level is up to here. So in our model, there's going to be stairs here, which we step up onto the finished floor level and enter the home. So it looks quite clear in this picture that the finished floor level is here. I've set it at 375 because we count 5 courses of bricks here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if I count the height of a metric brick, which is 65 millimeters, and the height of the mortar as well, which is 10 millimeters, so 75 millimeters altogether, times by 5 equals 375. Okay, we're not playing here, we're doing it by science. We're doing it by how we see things. We're going to try to make this as accurate as possible. Or at least as accurate as I can be bothered to do. Okay. Now, I've set the substructure at -150. This might change, but for now we'll just put it at -150. I'm not bothered about the structural framing right now, but I'll keep this here anyway. And I've set the roof at 2.75 meters because I estimate that up to this point here, it's at 2.75 meters. Could be more, could be less, but that's my estimation. And if you're a beginner, just to create more of these, you can just go up here to level, draw this in, and you can click this to change the name. Flamingo. And if this is blue, if you see that this is blue, it'll show up as a floor plan here. And if it's black, it won't show up a floor plan. How do we get it black? Copy 1. I copied that by holding Control and clicking this. Control on the keyboard and drag. And that happens. So if it's black, you won't see a floor plan related to it up here. Alright, let's get rid of this and let's get on with our work. I'm going into the ground floor and I'm going to start by doing the layout of this. Okay, I've already planned this out, so going into the ground floor, I'm first going to set this scale at 1:50 and go into wall. Now I've created my own wall here. You'll start off with a wall that looks like this. So this will be your wall. And you just go into edit type here. We're going to change our wall type. And always remember to hit duplicate. Duplicate your wall because you're going to edit it and you don't want to lose your original just in case you want it for some reason. So duplicate it, rename it as whatever. I've renamed mine as base wall. And then once it's renamed, click edit over here. And here it is. So the core structure is made up of concrete masonry units, column concrete blocks at 100 millimeters. We have a cavity of 75 millimeters, and the outside I've tried to match these bricks as close as I could. So let me show you how it's done. Over here there's a hidden square. Click it and wait. And wait longer. Alright, and up here, what are we on? Engineering brick. Okay, so up here I just typed brick. And wait. And then I just check each of these until I reach the one I want, engineering brick. Now if you don't see a brick that you want in this list, you can have a look through this list here and find something that you might like. Oh, glass bricks. Is that a real thing? Glass bricks. I've never heard of glass bricks before. Well, you can click this here to add the material to your list here, and then you can use it. Okay, so I'm using the engineering brick here. Go back. Right, everything else is okay. You can look at this and copy it and hit OK and OK, and you have your wall. Now before we draw the wall, come up here and check all this. So we're on the ground floor and we want to draw up to the ground finish floor level. So set this at height, and your height top will be from ground to ground finish floor level. So when you draw your wall, it'll go up to this level. How many times am I going to say that? Location line, I like to use finish face exterior. That just means when I draw, the finish face, which is the engineering brick, will show up on the outside of my click or mouse. You'll see, I'll explain it when I do it. Or maybe I'll just leave you to work it out yourself. Keep chain checked so that you can draw your wall without delays, without pausing, without disconnection. No need to offset, no need for a radius. Join status allow. This will make your wall join together. Now I'm going to follow the plan that I've laid out here. So I'm drawing the first wall by clicking, moving across, and typing on the keyboard without clicking 16270. And then dragging down. This is going to be 9780. And then moving it to the left, we have 7590. Then moving it down, we have, I didn't take a measurement of that, but 1200. Then this goes over by 4500. Then back to 1200. And then this way 4180. And now we can just connect it back to where we started. Okay, let's look at this in 3D. There is your finish floor wall. And it looks quite like what we have in the picture here. Alright, okay, looking at this picture now. Okay, so I'm going to draw these upper walls now. So I'm clicking one wall, right click, select all instances visible in view. Come up to here and click this paper on paper called copy to clipboard. And then click this arrow on paste to get this menu to pop up to roll down. And click align to selected levels. Then click ground finish floor level and OK. And you'll find a second layer of walls appearing on the ground finish floor level. We want this to go up to the roof. So keep this highlighted and go to top constraint on your properties tab. You might have your properties on the left here. I've dragged it over because I like it this way. And click roof. And there you go. We're going to change these walls now according to what we see here. So I'm going to make them white first. Then I'm going to add the doors and windows. Then I'm going to start separating the walls and making them black and white as you see them here. So click this wall, edit type. We don't want to lose this wall, so we're not going to edit it, because if we edit this wall, everything will change. So what do? Duplicate. Main wall exterior black. Okay, and edit. Now we have an engineering brick on the outside. I'm going to change this to normal brick. Common brick. Okay, and I'm adding a layer. Now this is going to be the render on the outside. Now keep in mind that we're creating two types of renders here. One darker color, one white. So pay attention to how this is created, because this is going to be important. We're creating the black one first, so I don't think this part is necessary, but I'll just do it anyway. Call it finish and go into your thickness, and I don't know, how thick is render normally? 5, 10, 10. Make it 10. And go into your category here by clicking this invisible square. See if we can find render. Okay, we found render. Now this is render beige. I want render dark. So I'm right clicking this, duplicate, and renaming this as render dark. And click somewhere else to get it to set. And then go into appearance and click this. This is crucial, because if you just go and change stuff, it'll change in both of them. So click this and it creates its own asset. Now we can mess around with it. Can pick this gray and just make it darker. About that dark, I think will do. Yeah, That looks okay. Okay. Then go back into graphics and click use render appearance. And okay. And okay. And okay. Now we want to do this for all the walls on the first floor. You can go around clicking these one by one. I've just thought of something. You're probably if you're a beginner and you're wondering how I'm doing this with my mouse, I'm holding the shift key on my keyboard and then the mouse scroll wheel. I press that and then I have control like this. And to highlight these walls, I'm holding control on my keyboard and just clicking each wall. Not the bottom ones, just the top ones. And then I'm coming up here and changing it to main wall exterior black. Alright. Now let's look at the picture again. Okay, I'm just going to throw these windows on now. So that's what I'll do. Alright, now you can go into window here. And I've already loaded this in, but you won't have this window straight away. You need to load it in. So go to load family. Go down to windows. I said windows. And just pick whatever window you want. I think I picked this one. Click it in and I'm using the number that you see here. 1.81 meters by 1.21 meters. I don't really know where to drop these in, so just drop them in randomly. If you see some line like this, drop them in. Or if you want to be more consistent, Control Z, go to this. Just change the detail level to medium so we can see the wall better. And yeah, drop them here. Be aware of which way you're dropping these. So the wider side is the inside window sill. Let me show you. See, that's the window sill on the inside where you put your flower pots and things. And the window sill on the outside is a bit smaller. So keep in mind which way you're facing these. And if you put it the wrong way, just click it and change it like that. Okay, I'm creating another one here, so window, dropping one there, as per what we see here. And just for concept purposes for now, we don't have a door like this in Revit. We have to find some way of making it. For now, I'll just drop 2 double doors in, just to make it look like this. Again, go into load family and go into doors, external doors, and select the one you want. What did I think? I think it was this one. Yeah. And I've picked the biggest door and I'm dropping it in. 2 of them. I'm pressing DL on the keyboard to activate detail line, or you can go into annotate and click detail line. Snapping right to the end here and to here, and then in the middle you'll see a triangle symbol, so I'm clicking the midpoint and dragging this down. I'm going to use this line to align my doors, so move this over by dragging. Use the align tool, click it, I want to align to this line, so I'm clicking the line first, and then I'm clicking this to align that to it. And I'm going to click the line again to align this to it. Let's have a look in 3D. We're getting somewhere. I want to space these sensibly apart. It looks like there's a similar distance between here and here, but not too similar. Maybe these end ones are the same, and the middle is a bit wide. So go into Ground FFL, and let's sort this out. Okay, hit DI on your keyboard to activate dimension, or you can go into Annotate and click Aligned. Set this here to wall faces, not wall centerline, wall faces. And keep this on individual references. Then go down to your wall here and click the end. Then come and click the middle of this window, which you'll see highlighted by this line. And then continue to go over here and click this, the middle of that one. And then continue to go over here and click the outside of this. And then drop this. And then drop your dimension here. Now watch how I align these windows without needing to think. First click this wall and pin it down using the pin tool so that it doesn't move. And do the same with this wall. Pin it so that it doesn't move. Then click the dimension and hit EQ. And then I clicked EQ again to disable the equalization, but you'll see that the window distances are equalized. And I want the gap in the middle to be wider than these gaps on the edges. So I'll click one window and change this figure here, not this figure, to 2000. And then do the same for this one. Change this figure, not this one. Okay, now let's see that in 3D. It's good. Go back here and change. And we can change this from here, or we can put a dimension there to be more comfortable. Now this is this dimension is snapped to the middle, so we're gonna have to do the same here. So I hit DI on the keyboard and I'm gonna snap to the middle of this window and to the edge here. Click it here. Don't forget to pin your wall. You can unpin it with this later if you want to. Then click the window and change this figure to 2000. Okay, we've set the model up a bit and we'll stop the video here for now. On the next video, we'll continue to progress on modeling this. So if you enjoyed the video so far, let me know what you think. Thanks for watching.